Hey, this is the fifth time I'm recording this video, and the first 4 times I was changing the lighting and I was planning like what to say about this year and that year and that year, because I'm recording it for the 5th anniversary of my first book, Storytellers, coming out into the world. 20th of March 2019 was the day. Before that day, well, first I had to write it, and I talked about it a lot in my original videos, and I will some other time. But there's a really cool bit when I got the first proof on paper, like the first actual, hard copy that I could hold. That felt shockingly real all of a sudden. And then I had the super deluxe box that came with a horseshoe, and with a letter, and with a poster, and with a bookmarks and embroidered ribbon, and with a book. It sold out 10 copies at 50 euros plus postage, sold out within 24 hours, and one of the people who bought it was a complete stranger. And I haven't published even a sentence from this book, not to mention the blurb or anything. She just bought it because she liked me on Twitter. So the early copies, including those box sets, were going, I think, in late January. And I was actually late for a flight. Well, I was late for the train to the airport. So there I am sitting and signing 45 books and just thinking, this is not real. This is not a thing that happens to me. So I signed 45 books really, really quickly, and I put them together, address labels, and I just grabbed my bag and I ran to the airport. And then on March 20, 1920, that's the last books. And then on March 2029, because the last words of the book are March 20, 1920, it came out. And normally a lifespan of an indie published book is 3 months. Mine did okay for 6 months, and then in October, November, it started just dying. So I had this idea I was going to put it up for free as a free download on Black Friday in November. And I really pushed that and asked people to share it with everyone. And 760 copies were downloaded for free. I actually felt a bit bitter about this. I thought, I had 99-cent sales and it was too much. But free is good. Free is what 2 years of my work cost. I was really, really wrong about this. Because then December came and I saw that people were buying hardcovers and paperbacks of the book. And I had this sound realization, people are buying my book as presents, holiday presents. And that was another of those moments where things just felt unreal. And then stopped selling since. In 2020, well, we know what happened in 2020. We know what came in 2020. I actually sent the book for a consideration for an award, the Reader's Favorite Award. And I actually forgot about it. So I got this email saying, you might want to look at your dashboard. And my first thought was, oh, I have a dashboard. And then I was like, well, I'm bored. I can as well look at it. And I looked and said to click to this link to see how my book did. And I clicked to this link and my book got a bloody gold medal. Normally there's a ceremony in Miami. And of course in 2020 it was cancelled because of COVID. Not that I would go to Miami, but it's just kind of nice to know that, I could have been given this on stage and been like, oh, I would like to thank God for giving me my natural beauty and kind of thing. I haven't rehearsed this speech. So I got the medal in post. I expected it would be like a piece of plastic, maybe painted yellow or something. But it's actually metal and it's heavy and it's very real. So now it hangs in the living room in front of my writing spot, which is on the sofa. It hangs on the lamp, so every time I look up, I can see this medal and just get a reminder that this book has been chosen by people as the best historical fiction novel of the year 2020. And I got a medal for it. The next year, 2021, I get an email. It's late evening. And I open the email and I'm like, oh wow, scammers are really getting desperate. The email was asking if the audio rights for the book are still available. I was like, no, well, obviously I had like studios fighting for it. But actually recording an audiobook costs an awful lot of money. And I'm linking to a Kickstarter by my friend Tim Hardy, who is trying to, get money to record his book as audiobook. And if you click through, you will see how much it costs. So instead I got a deal from a company called Tentor Audio, who is actually legit. And I got an advance, and the book was published exactly the way as I've written it. Not a word got changed. The cover is mine. I auditioned the narrator, and he even took a few Icelandic classes so that he would be able to pronounce everything correctly. I was like, yeah, this is the traditional deal I am willing to take. You do everything my way and I get the money. So that was my 2021. The 2 years that followed, 22 and 23, were, I don't really like thinking about them. I'm doing a lot of trauma therapy. And my therapist in 2022 told me that she was not feeling great, but she would be off sick for just a bit. It's nothing serious. And she was away for 11 months. And that's why I disappeared from social media. I entered survival mode. And I was just trying to, survive. Last November, she finally came back and we started working again. And this is one of the reasons you can now see me on YouTube, even if I'm not edited. Because I finally have it in me again to show myself, to interact. And when I was putting out Storytellers, my goal was to write a book I would still be proud of 5 years later. Today, March 20, 2024, today is 5 years later. And it's not the medal that matters. And it's not the audiobook that matters. And it's not that it's gorgeous, although it is gorgeous, obviously. What matters the most is that people have read it. And a lot of them apparently enjoyed it and reviewed it. Thank you so much. If you would like to leave a review, please do so. Not for just my book, not for just Storytellers, but for any book, because reviews are super important for authors. And my favorite part were people who emailed and asked me what happens next. Some of them already have their own stories. My editor had her own story, but obviously after the ending when happened. And I thought, this is what I want, and now you are the storyteller. You're telling your story of this book as it happens further. And now, 2024, I don't remember which day. I really wish I wrote this down. It was a Thursday. Somebody asked me again if there will be a sequel for Storytellers, because my best-selling book is the one that people like the most. And I said, as always, I don't have any ideas. Then I went to bed. And the original Storytellers came to me in a dream. And that night, I had another dream. And on a Friday morning, I got up and I grabbed the laptop and I started just writing down the dream. There will be a follow-up to Storytellers. Hopefully it will be out in 2025. The title is, for now at least, The Poison Never Dies. And I know most of you who have read the book have one question. Is he coming back? Yes, he is coming back. The protagonist will be a 13-year-old girl called Camilla. But yes, he is coming back. Happy. And I am happy right now. My husband gave me a whole bucket of flowers, which I should have here, but I don't, because I'm a mess. I'm wearing a sweater that I actually bought in 2017, before the book was anywhere near finished, and the sweater has fallen apart a bit, but it's my favorite thing I ever had. And this is my baby, this is my book, and I'm very proud of it. And in the links below, you can, assuming this is between March 20 and 22 of 2024, Storytellers is free. Free download for 3 days. There is no small print. You don't have to subscribe to anything. You don't have to follow me anywhere. Although, of course, it would be great if you click like and subscribe here, so that I'm motivated to make a video that maybe even will be edited. Like if I decide to go completely crazy. But really, I would just like people to enjoy this book. So I had to edit it a bit because my light switched off. What I would really just like to say is thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for those 5 years. And I will try to record the next video before the 10th anniversary of Storytellers.